Hello, this is Nelson Pereira from bnetTV. Welcome to the Mobile World Congress 2013 in Barcelona. And with us is Jorgen Nilsson from Acision. How are you doing, sir?
Absolutely fine. I'm glad to be here and I'm happy to have the opportunity to speak with you.
I have a better opportunity to speak to you because you are one of the best people I speak to every time and every year when I come here. And I appreciate your time with us.
Thank you so much, and it's always exciting to have you here. And of course, being in Barcelona this time on this show is just amazing. I think that everyone who is here are excited to see what is new on this show.
And can you talk to us about Acision and what role they play in the ecosystem today?
Of course, I'm happy to do that. Acision today celebrates 20 years of text messaging. Of course, was one of the things that started Acision in the first place. Today, 20 years later, we have a business in 130 countries and we have 270 operators as our prime customers. But of course, the most important for us is actually the consumers that using text messaging as an everyday thing to actually communicate.
I don't know anybody who doesn't use text messaging, and I have to thank you guys for that. But at the same time, it is something that not only has started for such a long time, but is the reason why smartphones, in my mind, smartphone pretty much developed and the use of in the need of text messaging. They are part of the key component, outside from making a phone call. You find people mostly these days are making text messages more a medium of communication than actually calling the person.
Yes, I think the social behavior in many cultures today is that people are so busy. So when they actually use text messaging, it's a very simple way to be able to communicate without being disturbed or taking the call. So I think actually we, obviously from the beginning when text messaging started, it was actually a service for engineers in operations. And actually that was then started to be used by teenagers as a way to do instant messaging or instant communicating. Where we are going forward now, of course, is to make sure that how can we then enrich this to another experience. I think actually the smartphones had a great improvements of actually have more notifications around text messaging, and that is something we are going to look into how we can improve that experience to actually the feature phones.
And what brings you to the MWC 2013 in Barcelona this year?
As every year, one of the most important is actually to meet people, meet customers, listening to others. And I think from us in Acision is to understand what problems our operators have to obviously technology-wise or even how to monetizing new services that actually we are providing. So I think one of the key things for us is to see what problems can we solve for our operators, what is the consumers or customers experience that we are both looking to improve to actually continue to be relevant. We want to make sure that text messaging continue to be a relevant service.
Absolutely, as the guarantee message that once you send it out, it makes sure that it's not only delivered, but you know the message is being pretty much passed across. And you cannot even guarantee with voice that kind of messaging.
Yes, and I think that the key for us again is to make sure that when we come to Barcelona, it's about listening a lot. So yes, we have key messages, how we are enriching the text messaging as an experience. And we also have, of course, our propositions about IP messaging. When we bring technology moving forward, our message out to our customers is actually how they can monetizing that. For us, it's important that consumers get an enriched experience, that our customers through operators have an opportunity to monetizing that. And that's, I think, it's something that we really are enforcing under 2013's show today.
And one of the things I always notice that when I'm even messaging myself, I always see that when I have the local operator in front of me, that my message goes across. But when I don't have the local operator in front of me and I'm actually roaming, it goes through a data network. And that's something actually, as somebody who doesn't really much understand how it works, it gave me the idea of like, wow, they figure out ways how to get these messages across, either through a Wi-Fi connection or a data 3G connection or a 4G connection, or to the regular local operator that you're actually looking at. Do you see SMS or messaging itself evolving at all different platforms as long as that message gets to who you're trying to deliver it to?
Absolutely, we do see that actually evolving, that a message, as we say, is a message, but it's actually going across all the platforms today. So it's obviously started in the old SMS way, but we have so many opportunities, of course, to enrich that with over-the-top players. I think that we have a more scattered picture today of many vendors who actually produce different kind of propositions about messaging. For us in Acision is to bring connectivity of those. So actually, if you are a consumer, you should not have to worry if a customer or a friend, a girlfriend, boyfriend is on WhatsApp, or if they have a BlackBerry, or if they just do the normal text. That's something that we should bring to the table, and that's what we're doing. We also have realized that consumers' behaviors today is through an app. So even we in Acision have to go to market to our customers now with more definition of apps that actually consumers will recognize and use. So we have seen a total new behavior how messaging has to actually start as being an improved service.
And finally, do you see this as the future in reference? And so, what is if this is the future, and what position will your company play in that future?
We always sometimes in our industry are waiting for someone else to come up with something that how we can actually leverage more services on top of our messaging proposition. What we are doing and launching in 2013 is now more enablers of actually driving mobile marketing campaigns, obviously leveraging text messaging as a mechanism, but actually we now have those applications, those processes, that analytics to actually follow through for a brand or an enterprise to do a marketing campaign, or actually serve a small business who would like to, have a service in context of their customers. I can also tell you a social service that we may hopefully be able to launch is an example of, do I actually have the right medicine if I have a disease? And also just text in that medicine to confirm on from a medical center that actually the medicine is the right thing. There's things, and actually sometimes there are fake medicine out there that actually can confirm, is this actually medicine the right one? This could be applicable in emerging markets. We also see the opportunity that text messaging could also be an opportunity for small businesses. Right. Starting, where the messaging per se is a way for having so small traders or sole traders being associated in a network. So you can actually have home engagement of selling maybe cosmetics or beauty products, and you actually are aligning yourself into a social network and as I say also and commercial network by actually communicating with text. So I think we have so many opportunities that actually even some of the operators actually can use that in a corporate responsibility for small businesses. But again, it's to add services and of course also payments on top of text messaging.
Well, Nilsson, as always, thanks so much for spending time with us, and I'm happy to see that the future of SMS is always protected, and not only that, but it's evolving, and your company is right behind it to make sure that the future is bright behind it.
I think that text messaging is something that is continue, and I also saw a report that the predictions of 2014 is 10 trillion messages going forward. What I just want to make sure that we actually drive more customer and business benefits out of it. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Very good, Nilsson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
And this is Nelson Pereira from bnetTV at the Mobile World Congress 2013 in Barcelona.